I gotta hook that wire clip up on here before I put the box or anything in. Which is this wire right here. I took the clip out. And it actually goes right on the back of the power steering pump. Just like that. There we go. Alright, now we can plug our crank sensor back in. Let's put our clip in here. Down in and plug our crank sensor or cam sensor. Not crank sensor, or cam sensor. Crank sensor's on the bottom. The motor. Clean this all out. Make sure there's no tools down in there. And we could put our washer bottle in. And I'd love to start this and make sure this power steering pump is good before I put it all back together, but with the air intake tube off, if I start it, it's going to sense it's getting too much air, not enough fuel, and it's going to throw a lean code, and then I'll have to get my scanner out, and I don't feel like it. Okay, let's plug that one in. Plug this one in so we have no more leaks. And these just clip in right in here. Okay, let's get the wiring harness out of there. Alright. Clip these lines in up here. There we go. Put it in there. Put it in there. Get this down on here. Where it goes. Just make sure it's lined up down here. There we go. That's in. Now I got to get underneath the vehicle and get the other nut that fell. There it is. Let's get this started. Okay. Get our impact here. If I remember right, that was a 13, which is on the ratchet. Of course, they won't come off when you want them to, but when you don't want them to, they fall off. Go. Our extensions are out of there. Our impact. Now let's plug our clips in. Our wiring harness for the washer pump for the front, and there's also one for the washer pump that goes to the back window. Okay, that's in. That is done. Now, before I put the air cleaner in, I think I'm going to fill this pump up with fluid because it's a lot easier to get at. See what I should have looked at the inside. Oh, looks good. Looks good. Let me get a quart of power steering fluid here. And as you can see, just so you don't think I'm bull crapping you, Peak. That's all I use. It's Peak. It's expensive, but it's worth the money. And of course, when we start it and turn the wheel and blah, 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 it's going to suck probably close to all that, if not all that down. All right. Now let's get our air cleaner box in. Put the cap on. Oh, let's wipe that little bit of power steering fluid off the top. Don't want to look like we're slobs. Get my magnet. Alright, let's get the air cleaner box. And the air cleaner. Air cleaner goes in there. And you have this piece of ductwork that goes right here, which somebody modified for this. Why, I have no idea, but they did. And it don't fit right, but try and get it in there best we can. Let's get this down on here. Slide it down in. And I'm putting it on wrong. Putting it on backwards. Maybe I'm not. No, I had it right. There we go. Okay, let's get our light down in here. Let's make sure it's lined up, which it is. And evidently somebody forgot to tighten that screw the last time. I wonder who that could have been. Okay, that's tight. Now let's get our other screw that goes up here. Tight. Put a nut on down in here. Let's get our impact, which we only need the short extension. Okay, she's torqued down. And the last bolt, which goes over here. Of course, that one's a different size. Wouldn't think everything would be all the same size now, would y'all? Come on. Let's tighten her up. Okay, there we go. Don't want to go gung-ho gorilla style on it. That's only plastic. You will strip it out quick, real quick. All right, now let's get our air intake hose back on. Which actually, you know what, I gotta take this back off, not paying attention. I don't think I'm gonna fit down in there. You sure? Yeah, I ain't. So let's loosen her back up. Forgot all about that. Forgot all about that. But it happens. We all make mistakes. There we go. And now she's down in. Tighten her back up. It'd be nice if I could see. Let's see. Okay. That's tightened up. Let's tighten our clamp up here. Plug in our map sensor. And we can start it up. Not map sensor, mass airflow sensor. I'm sorry. There's our mass airflow sensor. No extra bolts or nuts. I did something wrong. You always got to have extra parts. If you don't have extra parts, you didn't do something right. No, just honestly, folks, just kidding around. Just don't work on cars. If you're going to work on them and you don't know what you're doing, either ask for help or get on YouTube here like this video and look it up, man. Don't be a slob and I don't feel like putting that bolt in or that screw in or spill fluid and leave it laying all over the place. And if you're gonna do it right, do it professional. If not, then there ain't no sense in even doing it. I'll be honest with you. That's just the way I am. I feel if you're not going to do it right, then there's no sense in doing it. I take pride in doing what I do, so I make sure it's done right. And a lot of times I'll go to extra lengths, like this guy. His rear passenger tire and his front driver tire low. I'm going to air him up, check all 4 tires, check all his air pressure, check his oil, check all his fluids. I'm going to do all that for him. Alright, let's sit these guys back down here. Sheens ain't staring at a part of an engine. Alright, let's get the negative terminal hooked back up. We'll fire it up. Turn the wheel and get it flowing through, and hopefully this pump's quiet. Not like the last one. Alright, let's get all this stuff down here. Let's double check, make sure we got everything. Lines are tight, them bolts are tight. I gotta torque them back down. I might have to end up, I'll just tap the key and turn it so I can get in at them. That's on, that's on, that's on, that's on. I think we're good. I'm going to fire up and we're going to turn the wheels. Hopefully this pump's quiet. It's going to be noisy at first. It's empty. Alright, now let's check our fluid. Should have been enough to pump it through. We're going to fill it back up. Then we're going to start it up and proceed to do some turning. I got to get a little funnel here. I don't want to spill this everywhere, which is what's going to happen if I don't. And I use a little funnel for the simple reason I don't want to use a big funnel and then you end up pouring it in and pour too much and it goes everywhere and overflows. This way I can monitor it as I'm dumping it in. Let me move you guys if you ain't looking. There we go. see it. A little tip for you. If you're pouring whatever, oil, power steering fluid, and it's doing like that is, where it's like gurgling out, coming out in spits and sputters, turn it around so the pouring spout's on top. And it won't do that. It's doing it now, but that's me. I also like to use the little funnels because then you can put it in a jug. Let it drain back down in. While you're trying to find the cap that you lost down underneath the car. And there she be. Put her on. Alright, let's fire back up and turn the wheel some more. We gotta check the fluid. It ought to be close. Alright, fire back up and let her run for a little bit and should quiet down. Find out here. There you have it, folks. We're going to check the power steering fluid. Shit. Whoops, pardon my language, I mean crap. Then we'll take her for a little ride, test drive it, make sure everything works good. And we are done, guys. That is all there is to it. Not a very hard job. Pretty cape job. And I apologize about the lighting. Again, I'm sorry, but once I get my new lights installed, it'll be a lot better. I promise you that. It'll be a lot better. So I appreciate you guys watching. I thank you. If you want to, if you like this type of video, click like. If you don't like it, click the you don't. Put a comment in why you don't or why you do like it. I'm just trying to help people out, for people that don't know how to work on cars. They're just educational videos, period. I'm not doing this to try and get money from YouTube or anything like that. I mean, I have a really good job. I make good money. I just do this because I love to work on cars, a little bit extra side money. And I'm just doing it mainly videotaping it for education purposes, because believe it or not, to tape a project like this, if I wouldn't have been videoing it, it would have probably took me about a half an hour. I mean, videotaping it takes so much longer. Then I got to edit it and upload it, which for an hour video takes about 3 hours to upload. So if anybody out there does it, then you know what I'm talking about. But again, I appreciate you watching. Thanks. If you like it, click like. Again, if you don't, click don't. And put in the comments why you like it or why you don't like it. And I appreciate everybody watching. I thank you very much. And remember, if you don't do it right, then it's not worth doing. Thank you.